hasn't exactly been the home of full-fledged epic games. Zelda got the console off to an amazing start, but since then, it's been one collection of minigames after another. That's about to change with Super Paper Mario. Known as a series that features turn-based battles, this installment is going back to the roots of the series, while supplying a unique take on platformers at the same time. Will the shift in perspective help the series reach its full potential? Or is the premise paper thin? Many say that if you've experienced one story to one Mario game, you've experienced them all, but that's definitely not the case here. The story in Super Paper Mario has Mario making nice with characters he usually calls rivals, all in the name of a brand new super baddie called Count Bleck. The Count is one bad dude, forcing Bowser and Peach to wed and sending the entire Mushroom Kingdom into chaos. It's hard to predict the twists in the story, which is completely out of character for Mario and crew. But don't get too excited. There are no epic cutscenes with sweeping string arrangements here. The story is told through scores of in-game cinematics with no real voice acting to speak of. Be prepared to read rungs of sharply written text. And as great as the writing is, there's no escaping the fact that the presentation has taken the easy road. You've got to think that eventually Nintendo will improve the storytelling across all its properties, but that hasn't happened here. While you're given the options that would seemingly alter the story arc, they're just decoys that eventually lead you down the same exact path. Super Paper Mario was split into chapters just like the classic Mario games of yore. The object of each stage is to find a star, and ultimately, defeat the boss at the end of each chapter for a heart that will then unlock the next chapter for play. It's a tried and true system, and it still works here, with each chapter lasting considerably longer than those from classic Mario platformers. Hidden areas are everywhere, and you'll find places that you simply can't reach with your current abilities. If you're so inclined, you can return to prior stages to collect all the goodies with your new faculties. Mission objectives range from get from point A to point B to scavenger hunts that will have you jumping and throwing through every nook and cranny of the level. While you can plow through the game in a little over 20 hours, you can spend almost double that trying to find every item or room. There's no multiplayer mode to speak of, and no collection of minigames to play against friends. There's the primary single-player quest, and that's about it. Past Paper Mario games have featured turn-based battles infused with some timed button presses to provide an action element. The turn-based battles are now gone, replaced with the typical platform navigation that Mario is known for. However, there's a much bigger puzzle element in Super Paper Mario than you'll find in the mascot's other action games. A lot of the times you'll be given a task at the chapter's outset, and then you have to venture forth, scouring the terrain for clues. This amounts to a great deal of backtracking across the environments. Luckily, the areas aren't too large or intimidating. To find every last crevice, you're going to have to flip the perspective from 2D to 3D constantly. Unfortunately, Mario is the only character that can do this, and having to pop into the menu system to swap him in and out begins to wear on you by the fourth world. Still, the idea is seamlessly woven into the entire game, and it makes you look at video game levels in a new way, which is always refreshing. At the same time, once in the third dimension, a game that has an irresistible charm suddenly becomes barren and rather crude looking. Some enemies, items, and areas can only be seen in 3D, so you have to use it to progress through the game. It's unique, to say the least, but you have to navigate 3D space using the D-pad, which is never ideal. Super Paper Mario has plenty of funky power-ups and items, but their implementation is a little suspect. Instead of learning new moves as you go, you have to collect pixels, little creatures that perform popular maneuvers like the butt stomp or throw. Again, you'll spend a lot of time in the menu screen, swapping the moves in and out as the level dictates. Power-ups are addressed in the form of items that you pick up, so don't count on tossing fireballs with reckless abandon. The health system is also governed by items that you can purchase with the coins you collect, which again means more time spent in the start menu. You hold the Wii Remote like a classic NES or SNES controller, and moving characters around the environment is just as intuitive and laser sharp as it's always been. The patented sliding landing must be accounted for, while the other characters you control, like Peach and Bowser, each have their own strengths and weaknesses. As you take down enemies, a point total grows and you collect coins. The point total will cause the character to level up and increase attack and health attributes. You can also create combat multipliers by shaking the Wii Remote while attacking for what is called stylish moves, or you can shake it violently to remove status effects. If there's one complaint about combat, it's the lack of challenge. It's rare that you'll die, as the creatures fail to increase in difficulty at the same rate that the characters level up. Aside from the stylish moves, there's not a lot of Wii-specific functionality. One of the pixels gives you the ability to hunt for hidden items using the Wii Remote like a flashlight. You'll find yourself using it constantly just to cover your rear, but rarely will you actually find something. While Super Paper Mario has some unique ideas with its hybrid of 2D and 3D gameplay, some simple tweaks to keep you out of the menu screens could make it much more enjoyable over the long haul. If you've been waiting for the next epic Wii game, well, this is it. Super Paper Mario delivers in a multitude of ways with its unique take on perspectives, some devilish puzzles, and all the hopping and bopping you can handle. There are a few hangovers from its prior design that keep it from reaching the upper echelon of video gamedom. But next to Zelda, you won't find a more robust or addictive game available for the system.